Good morning, everyone. This is Avnish Mandia, and I'm inside for Insurance with Industrial Alliance. Hope everyone is doing good and enjoying the weather outside. It's a nice weather, and happy Tuesday. So, as you can see on the screen, we will be talking about a transition product today. I know you might have read that today we should be talking about Cancer Guard as per the invite that was sent. But since critical illness is the major product and gives you an overall comprehensive coverage, we will be talking about critical illness today instead of Cancer Guard. Yes, I will be giving you a brief while I talk about all the living benefit products about Cancer Guard as well. But majorly, we'll be keeping our discussion or webinar towards transition product. Yes, there will be secrets for everyone who's here if you attend the webinar for minimum 45 minutes. Please put your questions if you have any during the webinar in Q&A. I'll be happy to assist or I'll be answering all your questions in the webinar. Don't raise your hands. You will not be able to unmute yourself. Why are we focusing more on critical illness product? Last week also we spoke about the same again on critical illness. As I keep repeating on every webinar, we have major critical illnesses among all the 12 months. Talking about the month that we are approaching, October, we have Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we have Brain Cancer Awareness Month, we have World Cell Palsy Day. So going forward, then we have November, which we majorly know as November, right? Stomach Cancer Awareness Day, which will be in November. So it makes it important since we are approaching year end, we should be talking to the clients about this product, which is as important as talking about life insurance and investments. But as you all know, before we talk about the products on Tuesdays, we talk about Industrial Alliance just to give a heads up that who we are and where are we as of now. So talking about Industrial Alliance, this year in 2025, we've been with you guys for about 133 years in business. We are the key player when it comes to the Canadian insurance industry, whether you talk about insurance, you talk about investments, we are the market leaders. As of now, we've been serving approximately 5 million clients. And yes, we are here to help the clients with the products, but we are dependent on you because you are directly helping the clients. So talking about that, we have approximately 50,000 advisors helping the Canadian clients. A big thanks to all of you and WFG for making us a preferred platinum partner and also making us the key credit insurance company. Talking about that, we all know how big WFG is, right? So, talking about that, we Industrial Alliance is working hand in hand with you. We talk about being on $12 billion of market capitalization as on date. Whatever numbers I'm talking about, these numbers are way back from December 2024 because we keep updating our numbers on every year. But yes, couple of numbers I will be telling you that by the half yearly year ending, we are on the same spot. So I'll be telling you about them as well. But on top of it, since I said that we've been helping you with the product, you've been helping the clients from Intercell Alliance, we have an exclusive team that is only helping WFG advisors with all the product tools and trainings because we have an extensive line of product which starts from life insurance, goes to living benefits, as well as to the investments. So we do have an exclusive team that is only helping you. And yes, we also strive in telling you that we are number one when it comes to the claims paid in Canada. As we all believe in helping every Canadian family, and no family should be left behind. Now, if I put all of this into numbers, as you can see on your screen, we are number one when it comes to the policies sold in Canada. We are number one when it comes to the term premium sold in Canada, as well as we are number one when it comes to the critical illness insurance sold in Canada. So yes, we are number one, but why we keep pushing to tell your clients about critical illness, you will see going forward in the slides. Talking about investments, we are number one when it comes to net sales or gross sales in terms of savings. And how come we are able to achieve number one position and we are able to stagnate there for so long? First and foremost, we have a very strong partnership with WFG. We know your work. We know what all is important while you guys work with WFG. First and foremost is your clients. Then comes your compensation. Then comes your points, which will help you grow internally, right? For your promotions. Talking about your points first. While you submit your business, we release your points to get you points and promotion as soon as you submit the cases. Talking about the compensation, we release compensation as soon as we receive the payments from the client, which is again on the faster note. Talking about the clients, you are helping your clients through a software which is Evo, which gives your client the instant approval. Hand in hand, it makes best for everyone, be your clients, be you, or be Industrial Alliance, because you're submitting this business out of which 50, not 50, but I would go with WFG numbers. 60% of WFG cases which you guys submit gets instantly approved. So a big thanks to all of you for helping us with clean and nice business. But on the same note, if I talk about the business or I talk about the instant approval rate, when it comes to overall Industrial Alliance business or IAS business, it is only 54%. So yes, a big thanks to WFG for helping us for more team business since your instant approval rate is much higher than overall business. Now, a good slide to take a picture of or a screenshot if you are handy with it, because with this slide, you can have a contact details. You should be reaching out to the right person when you have the question related to that. Talking about this slide, on the top left, you see Sean Matowski. He's a vice president for sales. Moving down, you have four people out there, which is Maria, Sabrina, Nia, and Jack. They're working as sales director. Generally, you see them in your offices. They are generally on the road. I know most people think that they don't respond quickly. They take time to respond back. Yes. So if they are on the road, if they are driving, if they are in the webinars or training, your teams in the office, it's not possible for them to respond you back on a faster pace. For that, please feel free to reach out to me or Malika. We are here to help you with all your questions, whether it is related to your product, related to your business process, related to your approvals. Any question that you have, feel free to reach out to us directly, and we have our contact details down there. As I said, please take a screenshot or a picture of this slide. For all your investment or saving needs, please feel free to reach out to James or Michael. Again, James, you might be seeing he may be on the roads or in the offices for trainings and all for your investment questions. Again, Michael is there. He is working as an inside, helping James for that. So feel free to reach out to Michael for all your questions. Before I talk about the product, a quick update. By far, I understand most of the advisors started using web. We have launched Evo Web way back on 8th of September, and we request all of you to start using Evo Web. This is much easier version of our software. Earlier, you used to download the software, you used to keep updating it to get the latest version, but now it's all online. You can use our Evo on your cell phones, your iPads, your desktops, whatever you want, you can use our Evo software there. Nothing has changed. Everything remains the same. The software remains the same. It's just that we have made it easy for you to use it now. Please don't use the previous version, which was Evo Desktop. That will be discontinued going forward, which is October 17th. So you just have 17 days to clear all your business from there. If you keep doing your business on Evo Desktop, which is our older version, once it is taken down, all your business will be discontinued. You have to redo your applications. So please start using Evo Web. It's simple. If you log into your advisor center, go there and you can launch Evo Web new. You don't have to download it or save it or launch it anywhere now. It's easy. Open your advisor center anywhere from your cell phones, from your iPads. Just go to Launch Evo and you're all good to do your applications. Just the cutoff dates. As I said, we have already launched Evo Web on September 8th. On October 17th, all the application on Evo Desktop, which was our previous version, will be blocked. So please don't do any applications from there. If you have not started Evo Web as of now, please start doing your new applications. For Evo eChange, you still have to continue using our older version because eChange is still not updated on the web version because we don't want to put all the things at one go, slowly and steadily. So Evo eChange will be available by November. Going forward, we'll keep updating you for all the dates, but please start using Evo Web, easier, faster, and all your Access Life applications. Please don't use Assure and Go now. Do it from Evo Web. It's faster and easier on Evo Web. There'll be a lot of inbuilt benefits that will be given on Evo going forward that you can do multiple things on Access app Life applications as well, all by yourself. So whatever applications you have on Access Life, please do it on Evo Web. Don't use Assure and Go from there now. Quick announcement for those who have done life policies with us but missed doing critical illness for your client. We are running a campaign for your clients. Please do and check on your advisor center. You have secure messaging. We have sent you the list of all the clients that you can be in touch with where you can help your clients on critical illness coverage if you missed helping them on critical illness. So please do open it. It is a good opportunity to increase your business by year end and help your clients as well. There was a quick details about Industrial Alliance, who we are and what new we have. Let's talk about the products that we offer on living benefit front. Hi, I think what are the registration link for the life insurance? Somehow I don't get emails. Sorry, I didn't get the question. Registration link for what? For webinars, for any other thing? But what you can do is you can reach out to me later, post the webinar, and I can help you for that. Don't worry. Now, let's talk about the products. So great, we are using same two softwares as of now again. Assure and Go and Evo is not merged. As I said, we don't want to put all the business on Evo at one go. So slowly and steadily it will change. As of now, unfortunately, you have to work on two different softwares. I'm sorry. So talking about Assure and Go, we have 5 products to offer, starting from Axi 7 Plus. A great product to help your clients, or I would say a great accidental protection plan for your client, where you can help your clients right from the birth all the way to age 74. As I said, it's a great conversation starter. Why? Because with this product, you can help your client 5 different coverages. First will be disability in case of accident. Second will be accidental death and dismemberment. Third will be accidental fracture. Fourth will be extended medical care further to an accident. And fifth will be hospital benefits. So now, if you heard me clearly, I have been mentioning accident on all these coverages. That's why we call this product an Axi 7, like accident 7. And 7, I mean to say the premium is only $7 to start with. Irrespective of your client age, irrespective of your client gender, the premium will be $7 per product or the per coverage, I would say. So if you want to offer only one coverage to your client, yes, you can start with $7. If you want to offer all 5, it'll be $35, which is 7 into 5 is 35. Any 2 products? Yes, you can do that. 3, yes, you can do that. So it's up to you, whatever you want to offer your client. But the good part is, as I said, you can offer it to anyone, right from the birth all the way to age 74, which gives you a big room to play with your clients, right? Cancer Guard, which was supposed to be today's product to discuss, but we are looking for critical illness transition today. Cancer Guard is our simplified critical illness product where you have the option to help your client with life-threatening cancers protection. Simplified means there'll be no medical, no underwriting. You just have to answer five simple questions to get your client the coverage up to $150,000. Or it should be a go-to product. Unfortunately, if your client is been declined or postponed for a regular critical illness by Industrial Alliance or any other insurance company, then you should go to Cancer Guard, because with Cancer Guard, even after your client has been declined or postponed, you still have the option to help them with $50,000 of coverages just by answering two simple questions. Why I've been saying it, I see a lot of advisors, they say that, oh, my client's been declined, postponed, we moved to different insurance company. Unfortunately, I have to leave my client uninsured. So please don't do that. Unfortunately, if your client has been declined or postponed due to health conditions, Cancer Guard should be a go-to product. Don't leave your business on table. Reach out to your client and tell them that there are different options that you can help with. Because if they've been declined or postponed, it means they had some medical issues or they have some family issues, health conditions. So Cancer Guard should be a go-to product. Don't leave your client uninsured. Third product on Insure and Go is our disability products. Axojet Simplified Disability, where you have the option to help your client protection up to $6,000 if your client is not able to work due to any kind of accident, soft tissue injuries, or illness. You have the protection to help your client. And this uh, disability product, whether Axojet or Superior that I'm talking about, will help your client, unfortunately, if they're not able to work and if they're not able to pay for the life insurance and investments that you might be helping them. So, whenever you're talking to your client about insurance, please include disability and critical illness in your discussion, because that makes the client a comprehensive coverage. By helping the client with only life insurance and only investments, it's not the right product. So if they're not able to work, there's no income in the family, they might end up losing their business. Talking about Superior. Superior is again our disability product, but it is an underwritten disability product, and you have the option to help your client up to $15,000 of coverage in case of disability due to any kind of accident or illness. Last but not least, a great product for anyone and everyone who are into some kind of financial gains. Like if they're currently working and if they have any creditors, like any mortgage, car payments, line of credit, rent, credit card payments, student loan, any kind of loans that they're paying on the monthly basis and they're currently working, universal loan should be your go-to product. With universal loan, you can help your client protection against any creditors up to $10,000. And the good part is universal loan pays over and above any disability benefits that you have from your workplace, your group insurance, your personal disability benefits, any coverage that you have, you still get benefits on universal loan. So if you meet anyone who's looking to have some disability coverages, please give him disability. And if the income is less, but they have high creditors, please add universal loan to it. A great way to increase your client's benefit in case of disability. Right, now let's move to today's topic, which is critical illness. But before we talk about critical illness or our transition products, let's talk about the insurance market in Canada. So, taking a look at the insurance market in Canada, where about 60% of Canadians do have insurance, or I would say do have a life insurance precisely. Thanks to all of you, because you are helping these Canadians keep their family safe, uh, at least financially safe at the time of need. But this also means that majority of Canadians are aware of it, or I would say they're talking about it. Or if we talk about our family, like everyone in our family knows about life insurance. Our parents, grandparents, everyone talk about it because they know that they want to keep their family financially safe. All right, good. But since everyone is aware of it, there's a lot of competition now. Everyone's talking about the same thing. Clients do get confused that should we buy, should we not buy, why should we buy from you? But if you start talking about this insurance market, where only 8% of Canadians do have protection, which is critical illness, this generates an interest between you and your client to talk about this product and why is this coverage important. First, we have a huge market potential to capture because if 60% of Canadians do have a life insurance, but only 8% have critical illness, which means most of the advisors are not talking about it. And if you start talking about it, which is something new for the client available, that, oh, yes, this was not told us, this was not been spoken. Why should you buy this? What is the importance of this product? Then you might generate the interest for the client to talk about these products. Then you can pitch about critical illness. Then you can talk about that this is important and why it is important, talking about all the statistics that being in Canada, everyone has to, or I would say, I will see the numbers going forward, that how it is important and why it is important. So we spoke about it. There's a huge market potential that is captured. As I said earlier in the previous slide, there's a huge market potential which we're not talking about it. Talking about critical illness only. 2 in 5 Canadians will develop cancer in their lifetime. Still, as we saw in the previous slide, only 8% of Canadians do have critical illness insurance. So if the statistics are so bad, why are we not talking about this product? 1 in 7 Canadians are disabled at any given point of time. Still, only three, yes, only 3% of Canadians do have disability insurance. So if you see that the numbers are so bad, still we miss talking about these products. Now, don't think that people are not buying this product because if 60% of people are buying critical life insurance, why only 8% are buying critical illness? They don't want it or it's something wrong with. No, the only thing is awareness. Because there was a survey which was done by Lemmer Canadians, and as per that survey, only 11% of Canadians said that yes, they've been told about critical illness. They are not aware that any such coverage exists. Now, this is about critical illness when the people are facing, because we know someone or the other in the market, either our neighbors, relatives, friends, colleagues, who had been through this situation. And still people are not talking about it. Then rest assured about disability. Because disability, we are way, way, way behind. If we just reverse these numbers, if we talk about 89% of Canadians have been told about critical illness, you can see it's your business that you have left on the table. It's your uh, income that you are not earning with the same client that you can help them with better coverage. The risk, the real risk that we are uh, insuring is the risk of dying. That's only 5%. And on the other hand, the real risk that we are not insuring for the client is for critical illness. Here, I'm not saying that life insurance is not important, you should not do it. No. Yeah, life insurance is as important as it should be because you are helping your family financially in a safe hands. God forbid if you are not there. But what if you are sitting right there, but you are not able to work? How will you take care of your insurance? How will you take care of your family? And yes, people used to talk about life insurance in earlier days, like our parents, grandparents, because if someone was diagnosed with any critical illness, people are supposed to pass away, right? But now, thanks to the advancement of medication technology, people are living longer now. And if they are living longer, they need to have the right coverages. The risk that we are leaving uninsured is about 60% of cancer, which is the highest among all, followed by heart attack. 7 is neuro, 6 is vascular, 9 are all other critical illnesses put together. This is what we're talking about, that you will be talking to the client about critical illness product. With Industrial Alliance, with IA, we have our best selling critical illness insurance across Canada. Why it is the best selling across Canada? Because we works for the client's budget. We have a flexible and comprehensive coverage for your client. You can help your client with term plan. You can help your client with the permanent plans. You can help your client with as minimum as term 10, $25,000, and you can go all the way to $3 million depending on your client's needs and requirements. A simple solution for your client that offers a level and a guaranteed premium the time they buy the product. As we saw in the previous slide, the most common critical illness, cancer, tops the chart with 69% of the critical illness, followed by heart attack 10%, stroke is 2, bypass surgery is stroke is 4, bypass surgery is 2, and then all others put together is 15%. Now, why we are bifurcating these with numbers, you will see going forward that what we can offer to your client and how they should be insured. Now, since cancer is topping the chart, I understand most of you might be following this. Cancer is the number one cause of death as well in Canada. Now, don't think that if the cancer is the number one cause of death in Canada, a client have a life insurance, then it's good. We should not buy critical illness. No, because if you see all these bubbles and you talk about the last green bubble, 5-year cancer survival rate is about 64%, which means there are people who are living with cancer. And if they're living with any critical illness, be it cancer, for 5 years, they need money for medication. They need money for family expenses. They need money for their travel expenses. If they're going to hospitals, they are parking, they are feeding their family, whatever they need money for everything. And if they're not working during that time, they will not be able to cope up with all those things. And unfortunately, they may end up paying premium for the life insurance as well. But if they have taken the right coverage at the right time, at least all these things could have been taken care of. The numbers that you see in the center with the red and blue bubble, which says just short of 248,000 Canadians were diagnosed with cancer in 2024. These numbers are increasing every year. There's no year in last, if I talk about the last 4 or 5 years, when I've seen these numbers as being stagnant or going down. They're increasing year on year. Now, people do think that why we should buy and who should buy critical illness. Here, anyone and everyone who even thinks of buying critical illness should have their coverage. 2 in 5 Canadians in general will have cancer. 1 in 4 women will have breast cancer. 1 in 8 men will have prostate. 1 in 4 will have heart disease. 1 in 20 will have a stroke. Yes, the numbers are grim, not good at all. But if you go to the right hand side, survival rates, a ray of hope. People are living with all these illnesses. Cancer about 64%, heart attack about 85%, and stroke about 80%. As I said earlier, thanks to the advancement and medication of technology and everything, which is helping people live longer with all those illnesses. But during those times, they have to go along the treatment. Now, I know most of the people think that in Ontario, treatment is free. We don't have to pay for it. Yes, everything is free, but your expenses are not free. You have to keep paying for the expenses. Your mortgage will not stop. Your or either your rent will not stop. Your family or you will not stop eating food at that time. You will be having all these expenses at that time as well, but unfortunately, the client will not be able to make money. So they should have certain coverages. And there's no age then you can think that, oh, this is the right age of buying critical illness. If I talk about Industrial Alliance IA's claim statistics, we have paid the claim right from the birth, all the way to age 60, 65. Yes, the highest claim was paid between the age of 40 and 60, but you cannot pick and choose that something will happen to this client at this age, something will happen to this client at this age. No. So it's always recommended to buy critical illness as soon as you think of buying it. First and foremost thing, if you're helping a client with life insurance and the client gets approved for life insurance, it's not 100% guaranteed that they can get approved for critical illness as well. The underwriting done on critical illness applications include your family history as well. If anyone in your family has been diagnosed with any critical illness or any major illness, there are high chances that your application may get declined or postponed. Yes, you may get approved with your family history of any illness. You may get approved for life insurance, but you may get declined for critical illness. And that is why we always recommend it. Get your client critical illness as soon as possible. Because unfortunately, if the family, someone in the family is diagnosed with anything, it makes tough for the other family member to buy critical illness. Who all can you sell this policy to, or who all should be your target market? First and foremost should be the families. What every family does it. We meet financial obligations and we avoid dipping into the savings. But we cannot avoid because we don't have any other coverages. So we always go back to our savings. We dig money out of from RSPs or whatever way of savings that you have, TFSAs. We always dig money out from there. But why not put a small portion of our savings into the premiums to have right coverages for us? Because if something is happening in the family, it is not about the loss of income of that particular person who's been diagnosed. It's always about the loss of family income. Because if someone in the family is diagnosed, or let's say someone gets critically ill in any one of our family, what we generally do is we try to be by the side of the person to help them with their daily needs, take them to hospitals, to walks, or everything. And for that, you need someone by their side. So a family member, if a family member, he or she has to take time off, again, a family law, income loss, or if you prefer to hire a private nursing, you need to pay private nursing as well. Again, a loss to a family income. For the kids, as I said, it's important to get insurance as early as possible. And again, if you're buying a critical illness for the child, we always recommend buying a term 100 quick pay options. Quick pay option means if you're buying a term 100 plan to protect your kids up till the age of 100, you have the option to pay the premium in 10 years or 20 years plan, which also helps you save thousands of dollars. I'll show you at the last while I do the illustration that how you help your clients save money by paying a bit extra and getting your clients right coverages. Millennials, people who have just attained their financial independence, who have just moved out of their family. Now they're good, but unfortunately, if they've been diagnosed with critical illness or any illness where they have to take care of themselves. So two things. First, they have to borrow funds for their treatment or for their daily expenses or whatsoever it is. Or they need to move back to their family. Moving back to their family is not an option because they don't want to do that. If they borrow funds, now they have to take care of their own how to repay those funds and also to recover from that critical illness. But if they had the coverage at the right time, being young, the premium would be low for them. If they would have bought that coverage, they would only be concentrating on their recovery instead of not thinking about repaying the funds, right? Last set of clients is your business clients or your self-employed people who are a single earning member in the family. If something happens to them, it'll be tough for them to continue with their business, right? Because they're not able to work anymore. Or I would also put this as a shared ownership strategy here, where you can insure your key employee and you can pay the premium through your corporation, which will also help you take the entire money back if you're opting for flexible return of premium option. tax-free from your corporation, and you can take the entire money tax-free back into your account. That will also help you business continuity of your business, because you can always hire someone as quickly as possible if any of your key employee is diagnosed with any critical illness and if they're not able to work. Shared ownership strategy is a good way of taking money out from your corporation. But again, if your client prefers to pay higher premium, which means if they want to pay anything about $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 per month from their corporation, and they want that money to be refunded back tax free, it's a good way to use that account. Now, as I said, while I started the webinar today, that we both, IA and WFG, both believes in helping Canadian families, and we want no family to be left behind. On that note, we have some immigration guidelines which helps anyone and everyone to get protected against these coverages. With our transition or our critical illness product, anyone who is a permanent resident or Canadian citizens, they have the option to buy whatever they want without any exclusions or limitations. But there are certain limitations on other class of people. First and foremost, I'll be talking about the work permit. We offer 100,000 max coverage for people who are on work permit, but yes, we also allow them a higher coverage depending upon the uh, occupation for the client. We can allow them, right? We always need a cover letter from you stating why your client needs a higher coverage. They can be doctors, they can be lawyers, or any other professionals, but we need a covering letter for the application if you want to increase the coverages. But yes, you can do that. After work permit comes the study permit. If your client is on study permit and if they are less than 3 years in Canada, study permit less than 3 years in Canada, unfortunately, they can only go with our Cancer Guard product. As I said earlier, Cancer Guard helps them protection against any life-threatening cancer. But if you're offering a client a Cancer Guard product, you also have the option to help them with 5 major critical illness. You can always add that in the Cancer Guard. But even if you're helping your client with Cancer Guard, the only requirement for that product is that the client should be in Canada for at least 12 months. And same goes for any visitor or who have no status in Canada. You can always offer Cancer Guard to them. But again, when you're offering, just check that they should be in Canada for at least 12 months. Now, for any student permit who is more than 3 years, you can put them in a work permit category and you can insure them up to $100,000 max. But no cover letter, nothing can increase their coverages. $100,000 as max if they are on study permit. Conventional refugees, if they have their letter, they can also be insured up to $100,000 max. So now with this immigration guidelines, you can see that we are here to help anyone and everyone with the right coverage. We would like to have insurance for everyone. But I just have a question which someone says, if my client have cancer, which one is okay for her? If your client is diagnosed with cancer, unfortunately, nothing is available for them. What all we're talking about, taking precautions, getting the insurance coverage beforehand, before you're diagnosed. Buying any insurance post the illness is like if someone has passed away and you're planning to buy coverage for them, which is not possible. So if someone is diagnosed with cancer, unfortunately, there's no coverage for them. Should the client get blood work or when it is required? Why do you need blood work? I didn't get the question because it only says should the client get blood work or when it is required. Blood work or medicals will always depend upon the client's health condition or the coverage that you're opting for and the age. So it all depends upon the guidelines, what you're offering to your client. It all goes after that. Now, let's talk about the transition product quickly. So we offer you a critical illness protection, which gives you a lump sum tax-free amount, which is paid post-diagnosis. And right, once the client confirms or the doctor confirms the diagnosis, The lump sum amount is paid to the client, and the amount is up to their discretion, whatever way they want to spend that money for. It's totally up to them. We don't want that you should spend that on your medication or your what anything. It's all the client's discretion once they receive the money. We allow you two different options to help your client. First is we ask you to offer your client a comprehensive protection, which means we give you a 25 illness coverage, or we allow you to help your client with four major illnesses: cancer, stroke, heart attack, or aortic surgery. If affordability is an issue, you can help your client with four coverages. This covers up to 86% of the claims that are paid on industrial alliance, not on by industrial alliance. Now, I personally always recommend to go with the 25 illness coverage because affordability is an issue. You can always reduce down this face amount of the policy, but give the client a comprehensive coverage because I have seen personally a lot of claims which are paid on other illnesses. So, unfortunately, if your client has been diagnosed with any of those illnesses, even if they have a critical illness coverage, it won't be of any use to them, right? So, how you can help your client? Let's see how you can set up a policy, or rather, I would say. So, two different options: 25 illnesses or four illnesses. Six different ways to do it: term 10, 20, 25. Term 75, which is permanent, or term 100 are permanent. And then term 100, again, as I said, you have two different options. You can make it a quick pay option. Either you can pay in 10 years or you can pay in 20 years. This is highly recommended for anyone and everyone who can afford a bit of higher payment and can pay their premium in just 20 years. This helps them save thousands and thousands of dollars. I'll show you and explain you. Now, with that term plan, which is term 10, 20, and 25, we give you an option for level premium or level coverage or a decreasing coverage as well. Decreasing coverage means that you get your face amount reduced to 50% during the term plans. This is just to compete with the mortgage market, but I personally feel that it's always too good to have a level coverage for your clients. So they should have the same coverage on year one and year 10 if something, God forbid, happens to them. Term 75 and term 100 give you option to add flexible return of premium option for your client, and you can allow your client to take their money back after 15 years in the policy or at the age of 65. Now, a lot of people ask question that if I take the money, will there be a coverage? No, there will be no coverage if you take your money back. What I suggested that if you take return of premium option, let's say after 15 years, it gives you the flexibility to take your money back if, God forbid, something happens and you need some money, you can take it back. If not, it allows you to park your money with us and continue with your coverage. You can continue with term 75 or term 100, whatever your original plan was. Now, with term 100, quick pay 20, and quick pay 10, you have the option to take your money back after 20 years if you want. With all these plans, whether a term or a permanent plan, you have the option for return of premium on death option. There are three inbuilt benefits in our policy. First is if your client is juvenile, we add five more illnesses there, which is 25 plus 5 is 30, 4 plus 5 is 9. So we go as per that. If your client is juvenile, five more illnesses is added to your original coverage. Prevention plus benefit, it offers you seven more illnesses. I'll tell you going forward how will they be covered and how do they protect you. The last inbuilt benefit in the policy is second medical opinion. This gives you the option of approximately 150 or 160 illnesses, apart from these 25, 30 illnesses, where you can reach out to the group of specialists around the world and discuss about those illnesses or take their opinion as well. Now, before I move, we have the option to sell critical illness as a rider on the life policy as well. Yes, you can sell critical illness as a rider on the life policy. And if you're selling a rider or a standalone policy, in both the cases, these three inbuilt benefits, juvenile coverages, prevention plus, and second medical opinion, is available. The only thing which is not available if you're selling your critical illness as a rider on the life policy, you cannot add flexible return of premium or return of premium on death option for your client. Now, let's talk about juvenile coverages. So, as I said, you sell any policy, either term or permanent plan, juvenile cover is there. Five illnesses that are covered is type 1 diabetes, muscular dystrophy, cystic fibrosis, congenital heart disease, and cerebral palsy. So, there are the five illnesses that are included along with those 25 or four illnesses that will be there if your client is juvenile. Prevention plus benefits. Seven more illnesses that are there that comes inbuilt in the policy, which means if you're helping your client who is juvenile, so 25 plus 5 plus 7, which is 37 illnesses for your client, right? Seven illnesses which you can see on your screen, which is coronary angioplasty, CT on the breast, stage A prostate cancer. All these illnesses, we pay about 15% of the sum insured. Let's say your client is insured with $100,000 and they've been diagnosed with any of these seven illnesses. We pay 15% every time, and it's been paid up to four times. But yes, even after being diagnosed on these illnesses, if your client gets diagnosed on any of those 25 or four illnesses, which are the actual cover in the policy, the client is paid the full face amount. We don't deduct anything that we pay on these seven illnesses, like which is 15%. Right. On top of it, if your client has bought a critical illness as a standalone policy, and if they had a flexible return of premium option added to their policy, and they have claimed four times on the policy with any of these seven illnesses, and after claiming four times on the policy, they want that, oh, now I'm in good health, nothing will happen to me, let me take my money back. Yes, we offer them that option as well. They can always take their money back even after claiming four times, and the entire return of premium can be taken back. There'll be no deductions. A great rider, yes, a great rider in that option. Or I would say rider, a great inbuilt benefit in the policy. The last is medical second opinion. With this, as I said, we offer you about 450, 160 illnesses that you can help your clients with, and the clients can reach out directly to the group of specialists. For this, once you sign up for the policy, and you receive the contract. On the top right hand side, you receive the number where you can reach out. But apart from these, for like any of the named critical illness, which I told you about 25 or four illnesses, if your client has been diagnosed with those illnesses, they should always be reaching out to IA claim team, not to the medical second opinion services. Three riders that you can add on the policy. We spoke about return of premium on death. Simple rider. God forbid something happens to your client, the beneficiary is paid the return of premium option. Flexible return of premium gives your insured the right to take their money back after certain years, depending on which product they opted for. Term 75, term 100, or term 100 quick pay 10 and 20. All of them have different options where they can exercise on. Increased benefit rider, a great rider for anyone and everyone who wants their face amount to be increased after a certain number of years. You can take it as an inflation counterpart that yes, going forward, the things will or the expenses will be high, so I should have the higher coverages, but I don't want to go with insurability at that time. So yes, if you add increased benefit rider, this will allow you to increase your face amount on the 6th year of the policy and on the 11th year of the policy by 50% of the basic sum insured. So this is how it works. If you take $100,000 of coverage as of today, on the 6th year, it will automatically increase to $150,000. And then again, on the 11th year of the policy, it will increase to $200,000 as a 50% again on the basic sum insured. Uh, I won't say it'll be an average of $2 per month because it all depends upon what is the sum insured, what is the age of the client, what they're buying. But yes, technically speaking, it varies around $2 to $4 depending on your client age and the sum insured they're opting for. So it's a great rider that you can add for your client because this gives them the option to increase their coverages without proving their insurability as well. Just a review on the product. So as I said, you have two different options to help your client. You can go with a term plan or a permanent option, term 10, 20, and a unique term 25 option, term 75 and term 100. Term 100 again in the two different options, quick pay 10 or quick pay 20. 4 illnesses and 25 illnesses, depending upon your client's affordability. But yes, 25 illnesses always recommended because it gives you a comprehensive and a wider coverage. Level and a decreasing coverage, decreasing to 50% of and it reduces during the term of the policy. This is just to compete with the banks, like because they offer you for the mortgage protection. But we generally recommend to keep it at a level protection because that gives your client the same coverage during the start and the end of the policy. Yes, you can add your critical illness as a rider on your life policy. But if you're adding a critical illness as a rider on the life policy, you will not be able to add return of premium on death and flexible return of premium rider on critical illness because you cannot add a rider onto a rider. Prevention plus benefits, which pays you 15% up to 4 times in the policy period. A great inbuilt, we spoke about it, benefit in the policy. And yes, as I said, we don't reduce any face amount even after claiming 4 times on the prevention illnesses. If your client claims on the major 25 or 4 illnesses, they have the option to take the full face amount. Standalone policy and they have a rider of taking their money, return of premium, they have the option. They can take their entire premium back even after claiming. Increased benefit rider, we just spoke about it, gives you the option to increase your sum insured on the 6th to 11th year of the policy without proving your insurability. Transition index. It's a great way to determine what is the right coverage for your client or what should be the right coverage for your client. I have it in an Excel sheet with me. I will just be displaying it once I complete the slides. It's a good option if you want to check with it, but yes, it is also available on your document center in a PDF format. You just have to go there, just write transition index, or now a new thing is a critical illness toolkit that you can write, and you'll be able to see it there. And yes, there's no survival period on our critical illness except from stroke and cardiac conditions. Yes, an easy way. If you are helping your client with 4 illnesses, just 8 simple questions that are to be answered. If you're helping your client with 25 illnesses, you need to answer 18 questions in total to get the coverage. We already spoke about it, about the instant acceptance of your cases. And again, I want to thank all of you for helping us with a clean business because almost 60% of your business that you're putting through us is getting accepted. Before I move to the transition and the illustration for the fast start, a good way if you are new to the industry, new to Industrial Alliance, please join us fast starts. We talk about our software, we talk about our product. Every Thursday, 7 in the evening, first 2 Thursdays of the month, we talk about life insurance. Third Thursday of the month, we talk about investment. And fourth Thursday of the month, we talk about disability and critical illness, or I would say Assure and Go. So we train on the software, we train on the product, we take all your questions. It is generally a small group, so you can ask more questions freely. So if you or your downline want someone to join us, reach out to me or Malika, and we can help you register for these trainings as well. Give me a quick minute. I will just change the slide to transition index and then I will do the quick illustration for you guys. All right, so this will be the, I'm sorry, this will be the screen for transition index. I have it in Excel sheet. If you want it, feel free to email me and I can send this to you, or you can look for a PDF format, which is available on Document Center. So in this, first we just talk about your friends, family members, and acquaintances if they have been affected by any of these major four illnesses. Then we move down to your family situation, about your income, family, kids, and everything. Then about your employment, we talk about that. We also talk about your current coverages if you have any. So based on everything, we have your score, and based on that, we will just see that what is the coverage that you have, or what where do you stand as for your coverages. Then we talk about your income. Oh, no, sorry, not your income, but your expenses that you have on the monthly basis. Now it's up to you if you want to go it with an 12 months coverage, 6 months, 24 months, 18 months. You can always make necessary changes here, and this will show you that what should be your coverage. But still, if you are here and if you see that this is the right coverage for your client, unfortunately not, because this is just what your current expenses are when you're hale and healthy. Now, these will be the expenses which will increase, unfortunately, if something happens to someone in the family and if they are not working, if they have been diagnosed. So this will be the added expenses that you should be looking at. So please do look into these expenses, taking them into consideration and increase your face amount by that, and that should be your right coverage. All right, I could see there are a few questions. Let me just answer that, and then I'll move down to illustration. All right. Ah. Okay, I already answered. Reach out to me for your registration link if talking about the webinars or if anything. Reach out to me post webinar. I can answer your question. How about if the family member have died of cancer after the age of 65, he or she diagnosed after the age of 65? It all depends upon the underwriter. You can always check, because generally, if you are talking about cancer guard, we only ask at the age of 60. So you can just go to the application and that gives you the right update that you can apply or not. If you're looking for critical illness, it all depends upon the underwriter, what cancer it was, a lot of factors that has taken into consideration. Does the family have a critical? I didn't get the question. What is family critical cover? If you have something specific, feel free to call me after the webinar and we can discuss on that. Once the premium is paid, does the premium increase? And so it depends what price are you buying. If you're buying increased benefit rider, the premium will increase. Yes, there'll be increase in premium as well, depending on what price you are buying. Autism on CI is again on the age and other factors. You can always refer to the guide, underwriting guidelines on the document center. If not, reach out to me and we can always discuss about it. Yes, if the CI coverage changes, the premium will change for sure. If you're looking for increased benefit rider. Perfect. Give me a quick second. I think we need to go. Just a quick minute and I can show you illustration. All right, we're here. All right. Sure. Perfect. So this is the new Evo Web that I was telling all of you to start using now. Please use this Evo. Don't go to a desktop version, because after October 17th, any of the applications that you are doing will not be available. So in case if there's any application which is pending for that long, you need to redo your application. So it's better to start here all your applications from Evo Web. Same software, just put in the client's name here, date of birth. It'll auto-populate the client's age. If you want to change anything, you have this option. You can always change it. I'm taking a client who's 30 years, 25 illnesses, $100,000 of coverage. The premium is about $93.60. Here you can add the riders. I'm just adding a 15-year return of premium and then death option. Total premium is about $143.37 for your client. For $100,000, if you see how much your client is paying, I will just take you on the left-hand side as results. On the left top, if you click on results, you can see how much your client is paying for $100,000 of coverage. Starts but about $1,720 and some change, and it goes all the way to age 100, which means the client pays for 70 years about $120,430. All right. This is about $100,000 that he or she is supposed to pay. But now, if you go back to coverages, and if I just change a quick pay option, I'm not changing the client personal details, giving the same age, the face amount remains the same. I'm adding those two riders again, so return of premium on death, and now I'm taking a return of premium after 20 years. The sum insured is the same, but the premium has increased to $164.07, which is about $19 extra now. If I go back to results, the client starts by paying about $200 extra. But if you scroll it all the way to the bottom, you will see the client is only paying $40,000, which means the client saves about $60,000 if they just opt for our quick pay option, 20 years on the same coverage for your client. So the good option, because first, a higher premium means a higher compensation for you. A higher premium means a quick pay option for the client, and thousands of dollars the client can save on this product right here. If everything goes well, you will be clicking on here for the application, and then you can proceed from here. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or on the team members. We'll be happy to assist you on that. If not, that is all from my side. As of Tuesday, happy Tuesday and happy selling. I don't see any more questions, so thank you and have a great week.